All right, boys and girls, today's lesson 2-2, and it's called Solve Area Word Problems. Area, when you find area, it's basically length times width. Okay, so meaning if you have a rectangle, and this were 2 inches, and this was 1 inch, it would be 2 times 1, because here's the length, here's the width. 2 times 1 equals 2 inches squared, because we're talking about what's on the inside. Okay, so that would mean that this this drawing would be, this rectangle would actually just be this. Okay, so each of these are 1 inch squares. So you have 1, 2. So if it was bigger, and you had 4 inches by 3 inches, so that it was like this, without drawing the grid on the inside, you should be able to know 4 times 3 is 12, so it'll be 12 inches squared. What that square means is it tells you there are 12 squares inside of a 4 by 3 rectangle. There are 12 squares inside of it. It's basically 12 square inches. Each of these are a square inch. That's why there's 12 of them, because there's 12 squares. Can't forget about putting that number 2. So, okay, so just a quick catch up on area. Well, here is a number puzzles, which I think these are pretty cool, because what they do is they practice your multiplication and your division. Just like whenever you have two numbers on our basic multiplication grid, if you have the 2 here and the 2 there, they run into a 4. Okay, this is similar, but it doesn't follow the normal pattern of the multiplication grid. So if you look at number 1, it has the 5 column. So 5 becomes 30 by multiplying by 6. Okay, 5 crashes into 4 to make 20. Then here 5 becomes 45 multiplying by 9. Here 6 runs into 2 to make 12. 6 ran into something to make 48. You should know that means 8. Okay, we have the 4's down here. Then we have 9 and a 2 up top to make 18. I'll do one more of these with you, and then I want you to spend a couple minutes. I'm going to pause it to where you can do the rest. And I'm going to go over them with you in small group. So I'll do number 2. I'll knock out the easy one first, and that's, let's say 3 times 4 right here, so 12. Okay, and 3 times 6 here to make 18. We know 6 becomes 30 by taking 30 and divide it by 6 to give myself 5. Over here we have 42. 42 became 42 from 6 times something, so 42 divided by 6 equals 7. Here, now that we know 5 is up top and the 4 is there, we know 4 times 5 is 20. Then here 5 became 40, so you can say 40 divided by 5 equals 8, or you could just say 5 times 8 equals 40. So, I'm going to do one more with you, just in case you're still struggling. I'll let you do the last 6 on your own. Let's do the easy ones first. 9 and 4 equals 36. 9 and 8 equals 72. 9 becomes 81 by multiplying by 9, or you could say 81 divided by 9 equals 9. Here, 4 becomes 12 by multiplying by 3. And if you know that's a 3 there, we have 3 and a 9 equals 27. And then here, we have 20, and we want to divide it by 4 to equal 5, because then that means 5 times 4 is 20. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause it, work on the next 6 on your own, and then unpause it, and we're going to be working on other pages. We're going to go over this in small group, but I want you to have it done before you come to small group. So you can either pause it and do it now, and unpause it and watch the rest of the lesson, or watch the rest of the lesson and just go back to it. But I want to make sure it's done when you come to small group. All right. So hopefully you either worked on that page or decided you're going to do it as soon as this lesson's over. Here we're going to draw rectangles to solve area word problems. This is similar to what I just did when I went over when I did the 2 by 1 and the 4 by 3. We're going to draw rectangles to solve each problem. The mattress has a length of 7 feet. So it has a length of 7 feet. Okay, 7 feet. It has a width of 6 feet. What is the area of the mattress? You know area is length times the width. So if our length is 7 feet and our width is 6 feet, it's 7 times 6 equals 42. And then that's feet squared. When you're talking area, you always have it in a square. The unit has to be squared. Okay, because it's not just 42 feet. 42 feet is like a long line. Okay? 42 feet squared means it's 42 feet, meaning 42 squares inside of the box. So remember to put that 2 next to the T. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this box that I just took up the whole page with. Okay, number 2. The wading pool is at Evans Park is shaped like a square with 8 sides, and with sides 8 feet long. What is the area of the pool? Okay, it only tells you how long the sides are. It only talks about one side. So, it must be that the wading pool is a square because all the sides are 8 feet long. So, we know the length is 8 feet and the width is 8 feet. So 8 times 8 equals 64 feet squared. Okay? All right, number 16. Milo's rug has a length of 5 feet and an area of 40 feet. Okay, this is when they're going to try tricking you. What is the width? So they have a length of 5 feet, and then they tell you it's 40 square feet as an answer. So you need to figure out the width. And this should be pretty easy because 5 multiplied by something to get 40. So you could turn around and say 40 divided by 5 will get this. Or you could just say, I know 5 times something equals 40. So with that said, you should all know that it is 40 divided by 5 equals 8 feet. Not squared on this one because we're trying to find the outside. Okay? With the inside, the area, is squared. So I want you to work on 17 and 18 and 19 on your own, and then unpause it. We'll go over it together. All right, number 17. Lana wants to enclose a garden plot. Each side of the garden will be 9 feet. What is the area of the garden? Okay, if each side of the garden is 9 feet, you only need the length and the width. Okay, you don't need to go 9 feet, 9 feet, 9 feet, 9 feet, because you're multiplying one length times one width. Okay, even though these are all 9, you only need to do one length by one width because that'll fill everything else in between. Okay, so 9 times 9 equals 81 feet squared, or square feet. If you wrote it like they did up here, square feet, you could that counts too. Number 18, a picture has a length of 6 inches and a width of 8 inches. So it has length 6. This is a terrible drawing because I did 6 by 8 and the 6 is longer than the 8. Either way, you know what I'm getting at. So you should know that the area is 6 times 8, and that equals 48 inches squared. So 6 times 8 equals 48 inches squared, or square inches. And number 19, a quilt square has sides that are 7 inches long. What is the area of the square? Okay, remember a square means every side equals the same. So it's a 7 inch by 7 inch, and you multiply them to get 49 inches squared. And the squares are inside. You'll know that from the activity we're going to do at a small group. You'll start to understand the squares a little bit more. So the answer is 7 times 7 equals 49 square inches. Okay, so the next page, you're definitely running out of time. So the next page is something, it's just similar to this page we just did. So if you have time to work on it, work on it. If not, we'll add that on to our small group work.